There was a protest going on outside of Bethesda Studios thanks to the Xbox layoffs. The protests are done by the developers who are part of the Bethesda Game Studios Union. They demand all sorts of stuff like benefits, healthcare, severance, etc. I watched the protest video when I can't help but to notice this part.
We've been told that we're making great games that players love and that we're doing well.
What, at Bethesda Game Studios? Their last game is Starfield, and that's neither a game that players love, nor is it a game that's doing well. Unfortunately, being told that you're making products that people love is pretty much generic corporate propaganda for their employees to boost their morale so that they are encouraged to work. Some genuinely believe it, some don't. These workers are being told by management that they're making great games that define generations. In reality, they're making games just to make money for the suits that will never get fired from it. Todd Howard is still in Bethesda at the time of writing. The thing is, it doesn't matter whether you think these developers deserve to get laid off or not. They are legally entitled for all those demands. Still, laying off these developers is like cutting off the limbs of a zombie. If you want to deal with the problem, you really should have gone for the head. The Bethesda Union protest leads to plenty of people mocking the developers. It's hilarious how out of touch they are. Well, if you actually watch the video, the first guy said that they were told that they're making great games. They are told that they make games that players love and define generations. That's corporate propaganda for you, and plenty of these developers genuinely believe it. Plenty also don't too. I work under management and I disagree with them all the time. Do employees deserve to get fired because management forces them to make crap products? You tell me. Where was that energy the entire time that corrupt AAA has been taking advantage of gamers by putting out buggy, overpriced, modern audience slop? You cannot publicly criticize your employers or the company you work for. You'll get fired for that. Also, because they are laid off, they have the rights to gain severance pay and extended benefits, and those agreements include non-disparagement clauses. In other words, you shut your mouth about us and you'll get your benefits. That's why you don't hear them speaking out. Also, if you do trash talk the company that you work for, you'll get blacklisted by the industry. You are a high-risk employee, and no one will ever hire you. That's why you don't hear them speaking out. You know this if you have ever worked at any company. Now that they got laid off, they're pretending to care about the players. Dude, there are thousands of developers that got laid off from Xbox. Do you seriously believe that they all hate gamers? Some of them maybe, but all of them? Do you seriously think they're the ones that led to games being bad today? No, it's the suits. The executives don't care about the players or gaming in general. That is a fact. But I guess because the developers have worse politics, that means they're more to blame, right? Should I bring up the 14 layers of management? The Bethesda Union protests really brought up some of the dumbest of people. The gamer community has never recovered from Gamergate, I fear. Wow, talk about zombie rising from the grave. That has nothing to do with anything, so I won't even elaborate. Gamer has been a euphemism for bigoted idiot for 20 years. 20 years? That means that this has been the view since the mid-2000s, and I really do not think that is the case. Being anti-union will not make video games feel how they did when you were 12 again. No. But then again, so is being pro-union. Unions will only lead to the developers being compensated fairly to hold the corporations accountable for their mismanagement. That has nothing to do with game quality. Just because the workers are treated better doesn't automatically mean the game will be better. Anita Sarkeesian did nothing wrong! Another zombie rising from the grave. She has nothing to do with all this. It's just greedy corporations wanting to make a lot of money without actually putting the effort. I actually do think firing all the people in the video games industry who hate the people who play video games would make the industry better. Wow, so those thousands of people that got laid off from Bethesda genuinely hate gamers? As in, most of them? All of them? I really want people to take a step back for a while and really think for a moment whether they seriously believe that the thousands of people that got laid off from the Western gaming industry genuinely hate gamers and video games. Are you really sure about that? What I am sure about is that the suits working at the top have no idea how to make good games that gamers love. They're the ones that are pulling the strings. They're the ones that feed corporate propaganda to these developers, and that the games that they're making are amazing. They're the ones that are reaping the benefits while the developers stop getting any more salaries or even jobs. You want to talk about the people that don't care about gamers? Try the ones running the company and making crap games. I am truly fascinated by the level of hatred that people have online towards leftists. I mean, I don't like them either, but not every issue in the world is their fault. This don't blame the artist, blame the suits argument from leftists is to stop. I am not a leftist. I don't care about left or right politics. I care about video games. And I say the suits are to blame because that's how corporations work. Xbox literally said that they had to go through multiple layers of management. That's how good ideas die. Executives are the ones that have a final say on the product before it gets published. Whatever screws up the developers did, it'll ultimately be the fault of the suits for greenlighting it. It avoids talking about the hiring practices that allow leftists with communist neck tattoos to work in the art and entertainment industry. Okay, I genuinely want to know where HR is only hiring leftists conspiracy coming from. In no realms of reality would HR have any authority to hire only leftists. And hey, I don't like communists either. That dude on the protest with the hammer and sickle tattoo on his neck is stupid. But do you seriously believe that thousands of game developers that got laid off are all leftists or communists? Every single one of those thousands of people. Come on. They would be rejoicing if these people were right-wing. You just implied that communists should never get any jobs in the gaming industry. Even if I agree with that, even if I buy your conspiracy that the gaming industry only hire left-wingers, do you seriously believe that having right-wingers or even have a more politically neutral game developers in the gaming industry will somehow magically make it better? Or is that just your political bias speaking? People really love to shove their political bias on issues that have nothing to do with politics. A lot of Western games suck because the Western gaming industry has terrible ideas of what constitutes a good game. But according to some people, it's the politics that are to blame. Two things can be wrong at the same time.
Hold on, no.
You are complaining about seeing rats in the Titanic after it's sinking. You got your priorities wrong, and so are many people that I see online. You want games to be good? Remove the executives and the investors that think spending hundreds of millions of dollars on Concord is a good idea. Yes, it's the developers that designed those ugly-looking characters and programmed those games. But do you seriously think that they do all that garbage and waste their time designing this awful piece of trash game for free? Where do you think the money towards Concord goes to? Who do you think authorizes this garbage? Do you seriously think that anything good can be done with that? Leftists only hire leftists and gatekeep any right artist's art and standards out of anything they can. Okay, you are too terminally political. You are not providing anything insightful in this conversation. It's just left bad, right good. Being a left-winger or a right-winger do not guarantee good art. They don't. Anyone who says otherwise means that they think art is political. Yes, you are just as bad as the leftists you claim to fight against, and you don't even realize it. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.